Get it done. So we in a great space. We got artists in so many different cities on so many different levels, from young money artists to independent artists touring, opening up for Tech 9, to so many different things, to label signer artists. We there on the exec level, the DJ level, the designers. If you want to talk Providence history, Rhode been the #1 art school for years now. So if you want to talk art in general, we been up on that. We're the creative capital of the world, not of Rhode Island. Providence is the creative capital of the world, and that's why people come from around the world to come to motherfucking Rhode and Brown, pay $100,000 a year to live here.
Don't forget Jay Wu the Cook. Don't forget Jay Wu the Cook, #1.
That's real. So, you know, it is what it is. It's all about how you look at it. Some people wake up and then you see shit online and it's, oh, niggas don't support, so they believe it. That's you choose to believe it. I don't choose to believe it. I see people moving. I see people leaving Rhode Island, going to LA, getting signed to Interscope, and then being in the fucking Dr. Dre documentary.
Shots to J. Lou.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different people that are moving. So, you know, it's all about how you look at it. But if you don't know, come have a conversation with me and I'll give you the information you need to know. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy right there. That just matured. Yo, shouts to Campbell. Yeah. You're a college professor right now.
Hey, I try to be. Shout out to KRS-One, man. That's the teacher, man. You know, the king could lose his crown. The teacher never loses the information.
Bells,
What's up, bro?
Club Aurora.
Yep.
Club Aurora, Freaking the Funk. What's up with these local shows? You're gonna try to continue having some more local shows to provide another avenue for these local artists?
Absolutely.
Fuck all that. In layman's terms, in layman's terms, is there another third shift coming?
I appreciate you.
You're one of the people that had a platform for local artists.
I appreciate you for putting
in a
me
different
on.
form. Is there another one coming?
So,
shout out to Chris Fame and shout out to
Shout
Aurora.
out to that whole,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to that whole shit.
To the third shift, they had a lot of, we probably had over like 100 artists perform within like a 6 to 8 month period, from live bands to singers to rappers to dancers. It was
Definitely
a crazy
dope,
thing.
man.
And there's definitely gonna be more. There's a lot of people, young kids in the city. This is the plug. Maddie and Go DJ Diamond, they do a show called The Outlet.
Nah, you're killing me.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you coming back?
Yeah. But I'm telling you, it's not about me. I'm telling you, it's a community of different people that do shows like that. And as long as there's someone doing it, because I DJ at that show too. To me, it's another third shift. You know what I'm saying?
You was one of the front men of it.
Yeah. Absolutely, but I feel like I collaborate with everybody. I collaborate with all the DJs, with the blogs, with all the outlets. That's just my personality. I feel like I'm in everything. I feel like I'm in Rude Boy. I feel like I'm in Daily Note. I feel like everybody is a part of one community. So I don't look at it as one event is the only outlet people can come out of. There's so many different things. As long as it's the same energy and the same love, there's always going to be a space to perform. But he asked about opening up. Didn't you ask about like opening up for artists?
He got up out of there quick, boy.
Yeah.
You did get up, because I had another.
Because what you had going on with Chris Fame was providing like an avenue for different local artists. So I was like, is there any more events like that coming up? Is there any more projects that you guys have coming up like that to provide that avenue?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what I was. That was the question
That's what he's saying. But
answering.
his thing is like, yeah, there's so many other people around that somebody else is gonna do it.
I'm saying that I'm doing it too. It's multiple
okay,
collaborations.
okay.
I think the way that one started with Chris Fame was a producer-based thing, and he did it at another cafe anyway. So that I think that base of that was Chris Fame. So I think that's a Chris Fame question. I'm saying that I'm just as involved as I was in that and many other events, so that I have a similar role that I did in that one. So it's not just like
somebody got to do something. I got to get these niggas out of my house. So somebody got to do something. Great.
Yeah, word up.
Are we getting to these bars?
Yeah, that's all you gotta ask about. That's all we got shit to talk about.
See, that lets me know you want to get something off your chest. You're just waiting for one of us to ask you.
Nah, I don't know.
Bring that topic up.
I felt like this was somewhat of not a homage, but you know, we gotta appreciate the motherfuckers while they're here, and I'm not here often to tell you how ill you are and how much you've been supporting. So we here. Let's talk about the community. Let's talk about G and Madea. Let's talk about let's bring shit up. Let's talk about classic man. Let's talk about knockout. Let's talk about Kobe Dennis running. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kobe.
Knockout can talk for itself, but Dan can talk for itself. But we can go to Kobe. All
right, so let's talk. All right, so shout out to Kobe Dennis. If you don't know some of Kobe Dennis's history, he grew up at the Southside Boys and Girls Club like a lot of people did in that era. And my father was the director there, and he kind of laid a foundation. Mr. Bells, you know that he kind of
'89.
Word.
Mr. Bells.
He laid that foundation for a lot of black men to grow up and have some aspirations that were very positive in the community. And I think him following this is something that my father would have wanted to see him do over the years. And he can give a voice for the community that we really need, because we never really had somebody in that position. People wanted my father to run, but he was never really into the politics side of that. He was more in the education and, you know what I'm saying, helping the kids that was getting locked up and stuff like that. But I think for Kobe, who's more on this side, it would be good for him to be that front and that face, whether he wins or lose, just to run and to engage the community and that type of shit. Shout out to Kobe, man. That's real.
He won't come up here.
Nah, Kobe will come.
He won't come up here. He won't.
Yeah.
So it's not that he doesn't want to. He can't. Yeah.
So let's do it. Let's set it up somewhere else where you can host it and you can ask him the questions, but it'll just be in a, you know, an open space.
Because he said he would love to, but
yeah. And Kobe's hip hop. Kobe's absolutely hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
I know forever for years. Used to cut my hair.
Yeah.
Other than music, because I see you in the community, mentioned in the community a lot. How do you give back to the community?
Well, I do a lot of mentoring and teaching, and I mean, I graduated from URI 1. I worked at talent development, working with people transitioning to college, and then I also went to a lot of the high schools and middle schools to talk to the kids and try to get them to go to college and try to use music and sports as an outlet to connect to them and get them to, you know what I'm saying, do more. But lately it's been more of on a personal level, just talking to people, continually being a figure in the community, because a lot of people talk like success as like Hollywood shit, but that's one side of the game. You can have success and maintain being a leader in your community, because I feel like if you go Hollywood, it's very difficult for you to be, you know, in LA and still be a figure in your community. It's difficult on a day-to-day basis. It's possible, but it's difficult. But when you're here, you can just be that guy in the barbershop talking to somebody, having that conversation, keeping up, you know what I'm saying, and just being that guy. So I kind of take that role in the community on the base level. And then, you know, there's always support in the back-to-school drives. Shout out to Camp Barrel, RI affiliated, Classic Man Barbershop. Yeah, you know that. So there's a lot of people. Play for Peace, yeah. Shout out to L. I DJ'd the last Play for Peace basketball tournament. You know, oh yeah, Corey Brown. You know, that got a ball, Corey. You know, I put all them on the front page of the newspaper. So the last time I put out a video was a short film. You know what I'm saying? Shout out all them. So it's like I did a short film called In the City for my last album, and it was about a young brother who, you know, his older brother was on the block and he unfortunately ended up getting shot. And it was, you know, it's an ill little story, but they covered it on the front of the newspaper. And I chose to put Lamont Thomas in there, to put Cal Jones in there, to put Corey Brown in there, to put Bub Juan Corey at the Institute in there, just to put some positive figures into the video that some people in the community could identify with. It didn't end up getting 1 million plays, but, you know, I think it got around the community, and the Providence Journal covered it, and I was able to put little, you know, pieces about them in the paper and different stuff like that. So there's so many different ways to give back.
Could be like Rojo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt.
I'm about to ask a question.
What you got, man?
So let's rewind a couple years back.
Yep.
We had the situation with the police in our city.
Yeah.
We had the reports, and you seen DJ Knockout in that window.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
at that time, I'm gonna tell you, I was one of your biggest fans. I became one of your biggest fans at that time. DJ Knockout in the building.
Everybody knows.
How did you feel? How did you feel at that time? I know you know him for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I think the respect I had for him probably catapulted. I don't know. Damn.
Let me ask you a question. Did you think he was actually posing for it, or he was actually really just leaning against the window, looking outside?
I'm going to let him speak on that for himself, but I will say he comes from a family with a lot of respect and a lot of integrity, so that's the type of thing that he would do. I know his father was proud of him standing up for stuff like that. Yeah, that's real life. But do you want to speak?
Shout out my man DJ Knockout.
He can speak on that if he wants.
You want to speak on that? Cool.
All right, word.
How'd you feel about that, Kim?
I just told you how I felt about like.
Wanted to say it again and shit?
Yeah. It's all love. So you ready for them bars now?
Yeah, ready for them bars, man.
Cam Bells, you can follow me. It's Cam Bells PVD or Prince of PVD on all the social medias. PrinceofPVD.com. We got the R&B night coming January 7th. Rooftop of the Providence G, no cover.
Crazy.
It'll be chill, smooth. Big Wall will be rocking. We gonna play your favorite hit, sing, dance.
You gonna be there?
Live band,
They tell me though, huh?
He's everywhere. He don't be telling us nothing.
Tell me though,
last
huh?
minute.
He
Yo,
just
I'm
told
over
you.
here.
No, he did. Why did you been here the past 2 weeks? You know about that. But anyways, all right, let's get to these bars.
That's how he be, yo.
Why would I leak his business for? Let him tell it
That's
for
how he
himself.
be, yo.
All right.
If he's coming.
Can't
You know
let's
I
get
ain't
right
married
to it.
yet. I'm trying to bring some.
Money generating's the agenda. You niggas bitch made, got a question, what's your gender? Generous with fists, even more with bullets, and we ain't even till you in the fucking morgue or put in a ditch. Maybe you're called by yourself going towards the cliff, or better yet in the pool of sharks pulling you apart. I'm from where niggas that deck you if you pull a card, go against the odds, so it's fear for niggas. On my grizzy, so I got a bed arms for niggas, but got hands like an extra pair of arms for niggas. Be honest, nigga, you far from the truth, this a big fact. These small fries ain't worth using my